been Africa's problem. If African leaders want to find a problem, let them go and take a bite at malaria. In Ghana alone, 100,000 people die from malaria since coronavirus in the last 3 or 4 months, since March. How many people have died? Less than 100, right? Less than 100, or maybe even 100. Even if it were 200, how is that compared to 8,300 people dying from malaria every month? And you still have the mosquitoes flying around. And they don't even no. And you have these filthy gutters.
Correct.
And it's breeding mosquitoes. And then you take $1 billion from the World Bank and say you're going to fight coronavirus. What happened to malaria? No, nobody cares about it. It's like when you die from coronavirus, then it's a special death. But when you die from mosquitoes, oh well, you're on your own. Nobody cares about you. Correct. What kind of sickening mentality is that? And then we give them a pass. They do this, and we call them heroes. They don't have any. They can't think. They don't have the capacity to think. You have 100,000 people dying, and you have 200 people dead. If 200 people died every month for the whole year, it would be 1,200. Let's say 2,000, God forbid. And 100,000 people a year, 2,000 people a year, and you will take $1 billion from World Bank and a couple of millions from the American government to fight corona. No regard to malaria. Meanwhile, what blows my mind is we have a ministry called the Ministry of Health. We have an agency called the Food and Drug Authority that allows all the garbage to flow into Ghana, and that's actually what's making people sick. You know, the biggest thing you can embolden yourself with in fighting corona is your immune system. Annie, we know that, right? So if you're bringing in foods that's going to wean away the strength of your immune system.
We have a lot of competent men and women.
Man, listen, it breaks my heart. It really breaks my heart. Annie, listen to me.
I hear.
You know, anytime I hear people talk about non-governmental.
Thank you, Kofi.
And my manager, who is white, couldn't understand why.
Kofi, let's take this other question, please.
Foreign aids. Thank you.
Listen, I hear NGO, I want to puke. Websites and read their.
I'm Hello, good evening.
You are a weaker, inferior race. God help me. God forgot about us.
You are a beggar.
Come on, get that nonsense out. We don't need NGOs. Come on. Oh my God. Annie, what's the next question? does it not allow coronavirus to knock you off?
Oh, yes.
So if you had just common sense, would you not start at a place where you had control in bringing in all the foods that's making our people sick, at least first? Come on, this is not rocket science. This is not. And then we have a Ministry of Health, and they come there and stand on a podium and give us numbers on how coronavirus is going. Meanwhile, all the foods are coming in. People are dying from methanol. Using methanol for alcohol is the biggest thing in Africa now. And our leaders don't even know. Instead of using ethanol, most people, and you know what gets me? They're all foreigners bringing methanol into the country, using it for alcohol for our people.
Mm-hmm.
And our leaders don't know that. They don't even have the data for that information in Ghana. And it's killing people, because all you do is you go to all the centers for kidney dialysis, and you see all these young kids who could be doing something magical for the country going through dialysis because they drank some wrong alcohol, and it's killing our boys and girls, and they don't even have a solution for it. And then they're going to take $1 billion and go fight for coronavirus. Clueless, science-based, data-proven, human-centered leadership. This is the new way for Africa. Let's go.
Yes. I think we're really exhausted. And when I said exhausted, it's like you've actually, I mean, there's no doubt about this. I want to say this to Ghanaians, and I want to say this to African young people. It is up to you. And so when I hear we saying, if you are going to be voted, and now we asked, what are you going to do about a united Africa? And we ask questions like, it's not even going to work because, it is up to us. It is up to us. Leadership is Mr. Kofi not going to do all these things. He needs me and you. He needs Ghana's youth. He needs Africa's youth to stand up. What he does, like he's been saying, is not short of the laws. We know even the African Union we're talking about, all these objectives and laws are there. But the problem, like we say, the toothless bulldog that cannot back, and not all dogs that backbite. So it means they need the kind of leadership that will wake them up, that will spark them, not spark them or just clear them like Maponga Joshua said, we need to just put them in a boat and just, I don't know, drown them somewhere or whatever. What kind of heat that we want? It now is the ball on our court. For a young leader, for our leaders to stand up and give us the dreams and give us the objectives, it's not going to happen when we start doubting. It's not going to happen when we say, if you, we know it's from a tribe. And I asked that question purposefully. What tribe does it come from, and which tribe is in existence? So now, Ghana, it is you to prove to Mr. Kofi Kouateng that, hey, we need you. It is both ways. We can put all the plans, but if you don't make it work, if we are so desperate in asking or always doubting, then it's not going to work. He's not going to do all the voting. He's not going to. And the question that our brother from Italy asked about the diaspora, you probably might not vote. I don't know the constitution in Ghana, whether you have a dual nationality where you can vote or stuff like that. But even without that, now we're talking about technology. You can influence that vote if you want it. If we sit and we're so comfortable in our comfort zone, nothing is going to happen. We have to make it work. We have to push the leaders that we're seeing, give them the objective that, yes, this is what we want. Because who are they building for? Mr. Kofi would sit here, relax, and he's comfortable. What is he building for? When we say we want to give the young people the chance, the Ghanaians the chance, the African people the chance, doesn't mean that we're going to go into the same dormant system of telling you what you need to do. Now, The game change is you know exactly what you need to do, but because of the kind of leadership that we have, you were not able to do it. Now, what about this now? You have all it takes for you to act. But now what we start hearing, oh, maybe I can't vote. I want you to tell me what I need to do. You know what? You should be now sitting up to say, this is what we are going to do for you to put this agenda forward. That's the spirit that we're talking about here. And I want to thank all of you that have been watching. And I want to thank our guest, particularly for being here, because we have to take leave of him now. And also we have to be rounding up to end the stream. We're really 2020 and to air. And because, of course, we took the first 10, 15, 20 minutes to belabor the sad situation on the continent right now, where we just lost a young president, Excellency Pierre Nkurunziza. I will not really end the show again without wishing our condolence on behalf of our guests and all Africans about this tragic situation. And one of the things that we know about this president in his private life, we know he was a born-again Christian. He was a born-again Christian in his private life. And secondly, he was a soccer player, and he's put up this kind of structures that are really going on now in the Burundi that we want. So, I mean, I just want to stress, like those that were just joining in, that today is a sad day for us from the continent to lose a leader, and a young one, of course. It makes it even more painful, especially the fact that he was also going out. He's already gone out, as a matter of fact, because we heard that Burundi voted and they have a new president. So, yeah, our hearts, our prayers goes out to the people of Burundi and to Africans worldwide, and particularly to the family. You are in our prayers. And now, one more word, Mr. Kofi, before we take leave of you today, because we will want to follow up this this new leadership that we're having on. We're going to rally all the new visionaries and Africans that are aspiring for the kind of leadership that we are to work and put this action plan into work, or to put your words, or to elevate our commander-in-chief into action. I think that is what we are talking from the Pan-African Daily TV. And you know what we do? We talk, and we have you explain your objectives to the audience worldwide that is watching. And it should not be the agenda of Ghana alone. You people are already asking too much. And so it means we need to bring too much. We're talking about to the entire diaspora on the continent. We're talking about to the Jamaicans, to the Caribbean, to the Haiti, and because we are connected now, we're a platform and a voice for Africans worldwide. Please, each and everyone, encourage every youth. This is the kind of leadership we want, and put a strategy and lay it in front of Mr. Kofi Korante and say, this is what we want you to do, and this is how we're going to do it. This is the kind of leadership that we want from you young people. And that brings me to the PLO Mentorship Conference that is coming up on the 27th of June. And the theme is going to be redefining Pan-Africanism, the role of young people. Exactly.